What's going on, guys? I just woke up and we're already recording, we're producing content. So I'm very happy to be back with another video. This one's going to be a little different. I'm very excited to announce that we have a new member of our family. This is going to be all about showcasing him, showing him off, and producing some very wholesome content that you never knew you needed. So as many of you might already know, we actually have a dog that we rescued. We found her on the street. Her name is Ravioli. And yesterday my in-laws actually got themselves a puppy. He's a pit bull. And we're very happy to introduce him to our home and introduce him to you guys. And basically, you're not going to be seeing very much of me in this video. This is going to be all about him. So before I actually hop off, I'm going to say support the channel, like the video if you enjoy it, subscribe, and support the channel on Patreon because it helps me to produce these videos as often as possible and produce as many of them as possible with the highest quality as possible. And the patrons actually get access to like exclusive live streams, certain tiers get access to beat leases, they get free merch, the Discord server access, and among other things. So check out the tiers, the link is in the description, and let's introduce you to Donatello. That's the dog's name. I don't know if I actually mentioned that. His name is Donatello. Let's get it. Donatello. So we'll get back to the puppy content in a little bit, but I'm actually going to give you guys some information. So Donatello's under 3 months old. He's a pit bull. He's one of those pit monsters that get really strong and short and really stocky. My father-in-law, it's his dog. He loves those type of dogs. He's already so smart. We're already seeing him like learning what he can and can't do. He already has somewhat of a sense of like when we want him to do something and when we don't want him to do something. He's already very strong for a puppy, and so we have to get him some chew toys and things like that. Just some info because I know some of you guys in the comment section are going to want to know. And our dog Ravioli is still getting used to seeing him around the house, so she's like barking and whining a lot. Doesn't want to hurt him or anything like that, just kind of wants to sniff him, which is good. We had an introduction yesterday that I think was pretty dope. I'm going to actually take my wife's footage of it and put it so that you guys can see it. Back to the puppy content. Say hi, YouTube. Santa. Oh, such a good girl. You're such a good girl. We just taught her to sit like last week, so I'm very happy that worked. Oh yeah, so like I said, we don't have front yards. This is basically the wall for our house, and then this is like a garage, and it just no front yard leads straight into the house, So, and a lot of people ask about the bars on the windows and things like that. That's actually the dumbest window I've ever seen. But they ask about the bars on the windows, and that's because, well, like I said in the last video, it's dangerous, and so the windows have to have bars on them because if somebody does get over the wall, they can't get in through the windows. So they think of everything, but sadly, they have to learn from experience. This is Ravioli after we just gave her a bath. We take advantage of the sunnier days in order to do that because lately it's been kind of rainy. We've gotten lucky and had a few sunny days in a row, so she dries off in the sun because it's really hot. So we came to church and we actually had to bring him because he's still too young to stay at home alone. So we're at church right now and he's in the back and everybody's meeting him and they're going crazy and they think he's adorable and all that. So we brought a puppy to church. It was pretty funny. Good morning, everybody. So I'm currently editing My Life with Donnie day 2 part of the vlog, and it's actually day 2 right now, and so we're recording and editing as we speak. But yeah, luckily we've got content to record today. Yesterday, the dog food for Ravioli actually ran out, and in a way that was completely unplanned. It actually was, I'm just kidding. And so we're gonna go to the pet store, we're gonna buy some food, maybe some toys for Donatello, and continue recording some awesome puppy content for you guys. And hopefully this stuff brightens your day a little bit, because puppies are awesome. So let's get to it. Say good morning. Good morning. No? Okay. What in the world is the need for this to be so strong, dude? So you guys know the giant fireball in the sky that is supposedly life-giving? It is really mad at me today for some reason. Is it focused? It's so bright I can't see the screen. I don't know if it's focused or not. Hopefully it is. Where it's not overexposed or anything like that. That would also suck. But anyways, it's really mad at specifically me. I'm sure no one else in Rio de Janeiro feels this heat as extremely as I do. I'm certain he's got something against me, and he's just decided to make my life very difficult today, because I have to walk to the pet food place because it's not that far away, and he's just gonna torture me all the way there and back. So let's get to it. This is content. This is what we do for YouTube and that delicious revenue. And although the revenue is very delicious, it's not very much. So support the channel on Patreon if you want more videos like this, and the content to be as high quality as possible. But get this, my in-laws have a little store where they sell clothes, sneakers, those sorts of things. They actually even sell kimonos, because my father-in-law is a jiu-jitsu black belt, and so they sell all those types of things. And we might stop by and say hi to them so that they can show up in the video, since the dog is actually theirs. But in reality, it's because the store has AC. Hello. Hola. There's not much to do in there but sit around and enjoy the AC, which is what I did for a little bit, but there's not much to record, so we're heading to get the food now. Picking out a toy for Donatello. I don't know what I get him. We'll see. I got one of these for Ravioli one time and she absolutely obliterated it, so I don't know. He'll probably destroy it too. All right, so we got the food. We got about 2 kilos of dog food for her. We're actually taking her off of the puppy food and onto adult dog food. I think she's about a year old now. Hello to you too. Yeah, I was thinking of getting Donatello some toys, but you know, they didn't really have too many, what am I trying to say? Too much variety at that store. We actually went to a pet store last night. We actually got him a rope toy and things like that. So I don't know, we'll have to make do with those. I didn't want to waste money on something that we kind of already have at home. If they had something different that he doesn't already have, I would have for sure got him something, but it wasn't worth it. So I just got the food. We're heading home now. And I don't know, I might show off some of the scenery. It's one of the things that I love so much about Brazil is just the nature, man. When I first moved here, when I was 14, it was my first time here that I can actually remember, and I was just amazed at like all the trees, all the different kinds, all the hills and everything like that. It's such a different type of scenery, you know? It was beautiful at first. Kind of get used to it, but never all the way. For all those that complain about the bird sounds, you see that tall window up there? That is actually a room that my neighbor has in his house that is full of birds. He has a room dedicated to birds. He's got a bunch of them. And so you can hear them all the way from my house. And they really annoy people whenever they watch my videos, but thank my neighbor for that. You can kind of see one sitting on the window there. But yeah, the room's full of them. Another thing that you guys might find interesting, it's garbage day today. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday where I live is garbage day, and people don't have garbage bins outside their houses. They basically just put all the trash near the nearest light post, or they actually tie them to the light post so that the dogs in the streets can't rip open the bags. Trash man comes and takes them, so it's another thing that's different. So we're about to feed Ravioli. She's very excited, as you can see. Let's get to it. All right. Hopefully she likes this new food. And by the way, obviously, she doesn't just get this amount of food. We feed her a few times a day. Before any of you come attacking me in the comments saying I underfeed the dog. Before we changed her food, it looked like she was literally annoyed of the dog food we were giving her. We would leave it on the floor, and by the way, we leave it on the floor and not in a bowl because every time we put it in a bowl, she throws it onto the floor and eats it off the floor. So we just put it on the floor. I mean, it's what you get when you adopt a street dog, but yeah, we would put the food out for her and she would just sniff it and walk away and leave it there for like hours until she finally ate it. So I'm glad to see her eating it as soon as I put it down. It means she likes it. Oh, and there's Donnie. And how are you? He's looking at her food all wistfully, wishing it was him that was eating. You've been fed. So Donatello has decided that he wants to lay down next to me as I edit and take a nap because he just drank his milk, and so he's got a full belly. Look at the size of that belly, dude. That's less than a 3-month-old puppy, and his belly's the size of my hand. But yeah, he's gonna keep biting my shorts, and eventually he'll fall asleep. Right now, Donnie's not really doing anything too interesting. I finished up editing whatever clips I did have, and I actually started rendering that out so that whenever I do the full render of the entire video, it makes the job way easier on the computer because most of the video has already been rendered out, and it's just one video file and one audio file. And so, I don't know, I'm gonna find something to do and I'll probably show you guys and bring you guys along. So this is a video idea that we had that never really made it onto YouTube, but we basically tried to decorate a Christmas tree with as little money as possible here in Brazil. And so we used styrofoam balls and colored erasers, and basically we got a discount tree at the store. It was like 10 bucks in Brazilian currency, and yeah, we just decorated it for as cheaply as possible. I think it's pretty cool, it's pretty interesting. And so, yeah. That'll make it into this video. Oh, another thing you guys might be excited to hear about. I actually finished my year-end list, top 10. I'm gonna be recording that video tomorrow, I believe. Tomorrow, I am also going to be recording a Roddy Ricch reaction. When I say tomorrow, I mean Tuesday. I actually have some houses to look at tomorrow as well, so I'm gonna have to try and find time to do that. Okay, so maybe I'll record one of those 2 videos on Wednesday, but either way, this week, those videos will be out. So, yeah, you all know what's coming, what's to be expected. So I realized I had been editing all day and I hadn't eaten anything, so we're gonna cook. What is this? I know what this is. This is a mini potato. Yeah. We call them a batachita.
Bell pepper.
Bell pepper.
Onion.
Onion. Hold on. Onion.
I'm sorry.
You gotta be a good vlogger. Garlic. We call this, that's, okay, ready? Tomate, alho, cebola, pimentão, batata calabresa. Calabresa. These 2 things have absolutely nothing to do with each other, but they both have calabresa in their name. Just found out my wife is a liar, and this is not a calabresa. This is called linguiça paio. My camera's focus takes too long, but you know enough to know that I'm not lying. So, we're gonna make something delicious out of these. The first step is to boil these, and many of you guys might be asking, why the hell would you boil a sausage before you actually fry it? I don't know if this is actually a thing in the US as well, I can't say for sure, but in Brazil, we boil the sausages because there is a thin layer of plastic around them. Normally, people don't know that it's there, and so they'll eat it and it'll harm them. It'll basically poison them slowly year after year, and so we discovered that, and so we boil it off. We boil it, peel it, then we fry it, and then it tastes delicious. So we boil it with the potatoes. What's next?
Cut this.
And then we're gonna chop these up, so let's get to it. Before we get into the chopping, I just want to say really quick, huge shout out to Adam Ragusia on YouTube for teaching me that my time is worth more than the outermost layer of the onion. It makes peeling it way quicker. This is our cooking companion. He followed us all the way to the kitchen because he can't stand to be alone. Isn't that right, Donnie?
So cute!
So, I mean, this needs no explanation, but clearly I'm not a professional. But I can guarantee you that when it's all said and done, this is gonna taste amazing, life-changing. It's going to be incredible. It is going to be astounding, absolutely superfluous. I don't even know superfluous. I don't know what superfluous means, but it'll be good. So clearly my wife is better at this than I am. That's okay. The food's still gonna taste good. So the sausage was boiling for a while, and now is when you take it out and you wash it, and then you can cut it up and fry it or cook it however you would like to. So for those of you that might be thinking it's very strange to peel off this layer of your sausage, it's different here in Brazil. They used to do it here the same way that they do it in the US, where they would stuff the sausages into edible packaging. You know, you wouldn't have to peel it because it's edible. That's why you don't do that in the States. But here they changed it. This is not edible. This, like, you can eat it, but it's terribly bad for you. So you have to peel it off. It sucks that they did it that way because, like I said, it used to be the same as the US where you wouldn't have to peel it. You could just eat it. But I know it's strange, but trust us on this. This is not edible. Do not eat it. If you're in Brazil and you're gonna make a sausage, boil it and peel it. So we're about to fry these up in some olive oil. Kids, remember to season your food. Salt is not seasoning. Hey, what are you doing here and not following us on our Instagrams? I'm not much of a poster, but I am very active on Instagram and Twitter, checking my DMs, my messages, and if you want to get in touch with me or talk to me in any way, you can send in video suggestions, music submissions for putting y'all on, submissions for reviews, things like that. If you have music of your own that you would like to do videos for, hit me up on my Instagram, Twitter, email. The links are in the description, and go do that. Fun fact about living in Brazil is I stir the sugar into our lemonade. Lemonade in Brazil is actually limeade. Limes are actually called lemons here in Brazil, and the lemons are called limões sicilianos, Sicilian lemons, for some reason. And the yellow lemons that we're so familiar with and absolutely love in the US and use to make our lemonade can cost up to $5 for about 3 to 4 lemons. So it's ridiculously expensive here in Brazil. That comes out to like 20 bucks here. And so basically they almost never use lemons. They just use limes for everything. In her 22 years of life, my wife has only ever had an actual lemon once. So if you order lemonade here in Brazil, I'd say at least 80% of the time, if you're not ordering it at some really fancy place, it's limeade. And there you have it. Potatoes, sausage, onions, garlic, bell pepper, some sweet potatoes, and yeah, we're gonna eat it with some rice. And also, check out my plate. And then we finished eating, and I actually sat down and got back to editing. So that's what I did after that. And the food was delicious, really good. Of course it is, I helped make it. And so yeah, back in you go. Do you wanna say hello now?
Hi.
Alright guys, I think that's everything that I can do to make this video entertaining. This is Donatello. Welcome him to the family, welcome him to the crew. As most of you know, puppies don't really do much, so it's kind of tough to make a whole video about puppies specifically, but I think that this was pretty well made. I think that I did as best as I could to give you guys a fair introduction to Donatello and how playful and sleepy and quite frankly, kind of chubby he is. So this is Donatello, this is Doug. I'm signing off. As always guys, stay safe. I will see you all in another video very, very soon. Until then, peace out.